Hey everybody, or singular person, I never know, but I appreciate you. For those of you that don't know, I'm Ethan. For those of you who do know me, yeah. So anyways, today I thought I would speak a little bit about something that I feel I've struggled with in the past and I've had a lot of people ask me about. And I feel as though maybe other people could benefit from hearing someone speak on it maybe, or if they're in a similar place. A lot of people used to be fascinated by my drive, my work ethic, right? I'd always be the type of guy, I'd be taking on too many things at once. I'd be working two jobs, going to school, going to the gym, juggling a relationship, home life, friends, all that stuff, just all at once. And especially when it came to like the gym, because I've been known to go pretty hard in the gym. And so people would always ask me, you've been doing this for so long, how do you keep the motivation present to keep going? And for a long time, I used to just say that, I don't know. It was just that the motivation was sort of always, ever present within me. But as I got older, I began to realize that it wasn't necessarily that the motivation within me was always present, because there were a lot of times where it wasn't. I started to find myself having moments or days where I'd wake up and I'd just feel like I don't want to do any of this. I don't want to do anything. And I realized, like, oh, I have no motivation, in those moments at least. I have no motivation. So, me doing all of those things, going to the gym, going to work, going to school, continuing to be productive, wasn't coming from a place of motivation in those moments. As I'm sure you could have probably already deciphered from reading the title of this video, it came from a place of discipline. Because, I had been doing those things so long, I had set that pattern within myself that it no longer required me to feel motivated to do it. I would just do it anyways. Even in the moments where I absolutely did not feel like it and despised the thought of even entertaining those things. Um, and I feel as though that's very important. A lot of people don't really acknowledge that. I haven't seen a lot of people speak on it. Maybe it's because of my circle. I do tend to keep a very, very small circle. Most times I'm to myself. But from what I've seen, I have not seen many people speak on that or address that. The fact that not feeling motivated is okay. That's very natural. It happens to everyone, even the people who seem the most motivated. Not to toot my own horn, but I would assume most people see me and they see someone who is very motivated and driven and hardworking and ambitious. And that's not to say that I'm not still those things, but just that, I also, while being all of those things, I still have my days or my weeks or months or my moments where I don't want to do anything. I don't feel motivated to do anything. I wake up and I'm not in a rise and grind mindset, like I kind of just wake up and I just want to stare at the ceiling and do that until I pass out again. But I don't allow myself to, because of the discipline that I've instilled within myself. You practice doing certain things for so long, you practice certain habits for so long that after a while, whether you have the motivation or not, it's just kind of ingrained in you to do it. And I think that's important. It's something that I feel a lot more people should practice, because in that way, you'll find that even in your worst moments, you will still find a way to be proud of yourself. Because even on your worst days, even in your worst moments, you'll be able to look back and say, I still got up and I still did that. And that's a really important, thing to have, I feel, uh, is to establish those habits. You put yourself in a place where you can't fail, even in the days where you just want to lay down and die. You can't. That's what I did to myself. And that's obviously not to say that I don't have those moments. I'd be lying if I said I didn't have days where I genuinely didn't just, lay down and just waste my entire day on like TikTok or YouTube or Netflix or some other facet of entertainment or distraction. And like I've said in the past, in previous videos, taking days like that to yourself is also okay. Sometimes you need it. Burnout is real. We're human. We can only bear so much before we need to take a break. But I do believe it's still very important for us to make that distinction between motivation and discipline. You're gonna have days where you feel very, very motivated to do things, and when that happens, it's beautiful. You should definitely, take advantage of that. But you still need to allow yourself to come to a place where even in the days where you don't feel like doing anything, you can still find it within yourself to do the things that you have to do because of the discipline that you've instilled within yourself. It's not easy. It's obviously pretty hard. It takes a while, and it takes work to reach that point. I'm very grateful and lucky in that, for me at least, I didn't really feel it while I was doing it because I started when I was in middle school. In middle school for me, it was go to school, come home, work out, that kind of stuff. It was very easy for me. So I spent years doing that to the point that by the time I even could realize that I was doing it, I had already been doing it for so long that the discipline was just instilled within me. Now I'm at a point where I started that when I was like 10, 11 years old. Now I'm 25 and I genuinely cannot stop working out. Like, it's difficult for me to stop. Like, I have to be very, very intentional about what I do because it's hard for me to just kind of let those things go now. And it's kind of crazy because I will admit, I think my motivation for working out kind of left me like a while ago. I haven't felt like real, genuine, like from the core motivation to work out in a while, but I still do. And that's just because of, how kind of hard I've drilled it into myself to make that a habit for myself. And so, yeah, just work every day towards instilling those healthy habits, and obviously be mindful, understand yourself and your limits, but try to create that discipline within yourself, as I'm sure it would be a lot more beneficial than simply relying on bouts of motivation to arise, because they're not always guaranteed to arise, at least not when you need them the most. But the discipline is forever. Anyways, I think that'll be it. I've been kind of dragging this on for a little minute now. I'll cut it there. As always, if you're feeling lonely, anxious, angry, depressed, miserable, feel free to reach out. I will always reach back 24/7, 365 through any of the social medias listed in my description below. And, just always remember, you're not alone. You're never alone. I appreciate anyone and everyone who may or may not be watching this video. You are loved. And if you haven't heard it today, I am proud of you. Until next time, peace.